from, what's the fellow's name, Chris?
Paul Houston.
Paul Houston. He's the premier of Nova Scotia?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know the provinces each had their own premier.
Huh. Neither did I until
I guess they
20
do.
minutes ago.
And this fellow, now do you want to play it, please?
Oh, okay. Give me a second to cue it up. And
He's of the $25,000 fine news.
And here is Mr. Houston.
Effective 4 p.m. today, we're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods. We are restricting travel and activities that really aren't necessary for most of us. Hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits. Camping is allowed, but only in official campgrounds. The fine for violating any of these bans is the same as the fine for the ban on burning, $25,000. And if you're a smoker, for God's sakes, be mindful of where you're butting your butt out. If you don't and you cause a fire, we will hold you accountable.
All right. And I poo-pooed Reavers who saw deep, dark conspiracies in this. It was more of an effort by the authorities to control your movements and whatnot. And I thought, no, it was just wise counsel. If the woods are on fire, maybe you want to stay out of them. And then I got an email from Brant Engen who writes, a $25,000 fine for walking in the woods, not smoking, or a bonfire, a walk. A fire ban would be normal, but this isn't a fire ban. I think you're all crazy except for Reavers. Who knew?
Wow. I'll have to process that one a little
Nova
bit.
Scotia is almost an island. Did anyone open a map to check fire locations? Well, he provides one. Looks like more overreach by socialists, much like COVID. They know better than I, while basic freedoms are pulled. Here's a map. There is no fires in Nova Scotia. They're all pretty much in the middle of the country, trending west-northwest.
So when you
there's no fires in Nova Scotia.
In an effort,
Wait a minute, let me look a little harder.
How dry is it over there?
Well, the East Coast has been hammered, so I would imagine it's not dry.
But we don't know, is what the answer is.
Right.
Okay.
But anyway, this fellow would agree with you, Reavers, that they were just flexing their muscles there, and we really don't know why.
Well, this struck me right away as it struck me as COVID 2.0 the second I saw this video clip of Paul Houston.
If I may throw another monkey
Tim,
wrench,
actually,
another monkey wrench
Tim,
into the. That's mine. Why is it doing that?
Oh, I was just
Let
calling
me
you,
turn
John.
that off.
I was just calling you.
Another monkey wrench into the thought process going on here. Mr. Houston is a conservative. He's the head of the Progressive Conservative Party in Nova Scotia.
And to answer your question, yes, Nova Scotia is currently experiencing widespread drought conditions, with some areas classified as experiencing severe drought.
well, I don't give a damn what party he's part of.
July was exceptionally dry.
Let's
Dry in
pretend.
July.
Let's play pretend for a moment.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Let's pretend that this Houston is an okay fellow who has no intentions of controlling your life. Just play along with me. Let's pretend that.
All
He's
right.
doing what he thinks he should be doing as a public servant. He's weighing the drought conditions. He's seeing the fires over the rest of Canada, and he's getting out ahead of a potential problem. And he's saying, in so many words, he's saying, let's not experience what the rest of the country is experiencing. Let's stay out of the woods, no vehicles, no camping, no hiking. Watch your cigarettes, the whole deal. And if you're caught in there, you're gonna get a $25,000 fine. I'm adding words that he might have said. And we're serious about this. We don't want the same situation that they're experiencing in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and here in Nova Scotia. Let's keep it on the up and up here. Let's pretend that would be okay. I mean, that would be a real politician doing what he should be doing.
Sure.
Well, let's pretend that's what happened.
But
can we pretend that would?
But this is the only area of the entire country that's doing this.
Well, and it's the only area of the entire country that's not on fire.
But this was just instituted 2 days ago.
Is this thing on? They're having a drought, a severe drought.
Here's the problem in a polarized world. We lose the ability to accept the counsel of politicians because we don't trust any of them.
Yeah,
But that's why I said, let's play the pretend game. It seems to me that a $25,000 fine might have even been used to drive home the seriousness of his belief that we better stay out of the woods. Yes, you in the back.
I completely get the burning ban. That I'm absolutely in favor of, and I completely get that. You're gonna sit here and tell me if I take my dog for a bleeping walk and I cross the path of a tree, I'm gonna get a $25,000 ticket? Hold on, let me finish. When I search for this video, Joe, when you do Nova Scotia, fine on social media, it's littered with hundreds of thousands of people that have been issued tickets.
If hundreds of thousands,
Well, not thousands, but I couldn't get to the video because I was sifting through.
Wells have dried up, Chris. They don't have water.
Right, but
They don't have the ability to fight even the most minor fire.
I know. Again, I get the burning ban completely, but I'm just saying you're going to issue a ticket for somebody that's taking a walk?
we don't know that.
That's exactly what he said.
Well, you know, things are fluid. You might say to the ranger, "Oh, am I walking?"
Okay.
You know, I look.
Did you hear the part? Did you hear the dude's story?
We can't see darkness in everything. We just can't.
Thank
It's
you.
not a healthy way to live. We can't. I can see it plenty where I need to see it, but for God's sakes, it sounds to me like let's try to not be on fire here. That's all it sounds like to me. And the amount of the fine describes to me the seriousness with which the leaders of Nova Scotia have decided to act.
Trying to find one of the fines that was issued.
As of last week, there were 10 fines this year.
That's not what I'm seeing, John.
Okay.
Well, where are you seeing that?
I saw it everywhere. I saw it. I can read all the lists to you that have it.
Okay, if there were 10 fines, I would say the admonition is working.
They also created a snitch line in which neighbors can call on
Where are you getting that?
what's this publication from Canada? Hang on, I saw that as well. Because I was going to bring that up, that they also created a snitch line.
Let's put it this way. I'm a long way from thinking this is analogous to COVID.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm telling
Just
you
to
why
tell
you're wrong.
wrong.
How about that Yukon territory? They doing all right up there?
That's
They're way up there.
They're up there.
But I
How
don't.
is this going to affect the digging on Oak Island?
God.
could you-
I've decided that Skinwalker Ranch is worse than Oak Island.
So that was right there. That was an admission that you have been watching, faithfully have been watching both of those shows.
No, but I've tended to watch Skinwalker more than Oak Island. I watched Oak Island once or twice in real. I saw the handwriting on the wall.
Isn't Skinwalker Ranch one of those bars up in Upper Michigan?
I think it's in Hurley, Wisconsin.
Before you move on, I just want to throw this out at you because you said you don't want to see the darkness in all of this. So you're sitting here telling me you're not going to put it past a politician to create a situation where we are going to have climate lockdowns in our future. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not going to put it past any politician to do that. I just don't think that's what this is.
Okay.
Why are you so worried about what's going on up there, Chris?
I just think that this is going
to
to
see your anger if this was happening in Montana or Wyoming.
because
or
all of
California.
these things, Kenny, start somewhere. And every time, as Joe just mentioned, everyone's trying to impress their fellow mates in the political class. I could 100% see that happening here.
Can we go backwards in time to a very fresh, green Joe Souchere solution to this? Nova Scotia is right by the water. How about a big hose? You throw it in the drink. You get a nice pump, and you just start pouring out the water.
Salt water?
Yeah, it's okay. It smells different, but it'll put the water out.
In a not necessarily, I don't know where to take this. I've given my spiel. And
New Brunswick also has the same restrictions, just not as significant of a fine, I'm being told.
Isn't New Brunswick in Nova Scotia?
I'm just telling you what I'm being told.
It's
via
attached
emailers.
to, but it's west of.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's by the way, country I would love to spend time in, and I never have. In a not necessarily unrelated topic, yesterday, Kenny, I'm paraphrasing, said something regarding California fires. What, Kenny? Why should I paraphrase? Tell me what you said.
I don't remember. It's something about they live under a different world.
They have it.
Blah, blah,
they have
blah,
fire
yada,
more
yada,
in their
yada.
consciousness.
Yeah.
All right. Joe and the boys, Kenny asked for a California perspective, so here you go. I was born and raised here. Grew up in San Luis Obispo, which is a city that outlawed drive-thrus at fast food restaurants long before I was born, which is why my Minnesota wife can't understand why I despise them. But that is another email for another day. I distinctly remember, as though it was yesterday, back in the early 80s, my grandfather standing on the roof of his garage with a hose wetting down the building and the grounds because they lived on the crest of a mountain that had a wildfire coming over the ridge. Growing up, we did not have backyard fires, bonfires at the lake, or even fireworks on the 4th of July. Most were outlawed because of drought conditions and fire dangers. It is so ingrained in the culture that if you were to go to Disneyland, especially on a weekend, you would find locals from L.A. camping out for 2 hours waiting for the fireworks show, partially because it is fabulous, but also because most of us Gen Xers grew up with that being the only fireworks show we could attend. Many of our municipalities did not have fireworks on the 4th. When I moved to Minnesota to go to college and stayed for 25 years, it was almost foreign to me that every town had a fireworks show. The neighbors would set off fireworks at god-awful hours all throughout the summer, that families would have bonfires, burn piles, and more all throughout the year. To this day, I am not a bonfire fan. Hey, pal, either am I. I am not really a fireworks fan. I am a fireworks commissioner. All because of where I grew up. Kenny is right in a way. It is part of the culture of my thinking. I don't hate fireworks or people who love them. I just did not grow up with them and am not enthused. It comes from this cultural thing that has grown in all of us. One of the many struggles I had serving as a pastor in Minnesota was the fact that I did not grow up with hunting, guns, fishing, snowmobiles, etc. So for me, serving a rural parish in northern Minnesota was sometimes more distant than serving the inhabitants of Neptune. Being a pastor in California, I now live in the high desert, where fireworks do happen because there is really nothing to burn. Although the city did set a field on fire during the 4th of July celebration show, but, well, why not? A quick note on your crime statistics in D.C. I am surprised that I agree with Reavers. What's with Reavers getting all these people agreeing with them?
It's all bleeping time.
Well, you're off the rails, Joe.
Whoa.
A quick I thought you agreed with me on the Nova Scotia situation.
I'm worried about the direction that you're headed
In this letter?
in life.
Oh, don't worry.
We got to
about it.
keep me here.
Thanks, Rook.
What, like I'm in a cage?
I'm Switzerland here, I'm Yukon.
A quick note on your crime statistics in D.C. I am surprised that I agree with Reavers. I will ask forgiveness on Sunday. You seem to forget those books you have recommended so many times. Child 44, for example. Ooh. What is the one method the Soviets used to pretend they lived in a utopia? Hide crime to make people think things are better than they are. Just a little FYI for you. If you are going to recommend some books to your faithful listeners, you might want to remember the reasons why. Blessings to you all from the surface of the sun in California, where today it was only a mild 109. Oh. The Lutheran pastor in self-appointed exile signed, Carlton. Thank you, sir.
Did you see Jordy's email in that regard as well?
Help me remember it, Chris.
Because I think Jordy said, as a former D.C. area resident, most of the politicians that are speaking out against Trump's decision are ones that live in those Tony suburbs, not actually in the city of D.C.
Yeah,
where crime is a real
did
problem.
I get out on some limb ripping Trump?
I'll say.
Boy,
You
that's
called
a
him Kim
mild way to
Jong-Trump.
put
Oh
it.
yeah, Kim Jong Trump. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this is one minor thing.
A lot of
Well,
Giellas didn't forget
go
about that.
go ahead and root for it. I don't believe crime has declined in Washington. I believe that they have an elected class that is lying about that. But my answer to it, which I thought I specifically spelled out yesterday, my answer to it was the politicians have to quit being anti-police, stop defunding them, and let them do their job.
Yes.
That's my answer to it. I would do that before I would federalize law enforcement.
But when you have, like, and this emailer pointed out that I mentioned yesterday, when you have people that are or how do you say that? Tweaking the numbers to make the crime statistics go down, how can you trust those people? Wouldn't this be an answer or a solution to it?
I gave you my solution to it.
Okay.
I don't know. Should I print it out for you?
He thinks he's on a roll.
If people are comfortable with this, fine with me.
That's your
You know
new
the
attitude, huh?
well, but how about the
Yeah.
phrase that we've used with other stuff regarding the president? What if it works?
Well, if it works, first of all, you'd have to define how you would measure if it works.
But we're all in agreement that crime is one of the biggest problems in this country.
No, he can't. I've been reading all morning about this. He can't do anything in the other cities because they're not under the federal control like D.C. is.
Sure.
Because we said yesterday, Joe, you and I were both saying, well, it'll be Chicago and L.A. and Minneapolis next.
He can't.
Legally, at this point, he can't do that.
Right.
But he's done other things, perhaps, that he legally can't do. So who knows what'll happen.
But you're in agreement, John, that crime is a problem in this country, correct?
I think it's a problem, certainly. It's always been a problem.
No, it's worse now than it's ever been. And what's driving it is just really lousy behavior, most principally by feral youth. Just lousy behavior everywhere you look. Quality of life behavior, a behavior that affects quality of life, no matter where you are in the country, Washington, D.C. or here, or, a kid riding his bicycle with the front wheel off the ground and he's running into people in front of the cafe. And, it's just everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just lousy. Now, if the National Guard has to stand on every street corner and end that, that's a bad optic, but so be it.
So you're worried about Leave It to Beaver pulling wheelies on his banana seat bicycle?
I was waiting for that.
I think you were on the right track when you said it's a lack of law enforcement because they've been driven out of serving due to the political climate. I think that's the right track.
Well, they're held in contempt by these Marxists.
Right.
They're held in contempt. Leave the cops alone. Let them do their job.
I think that should be the number one bullet point.
I would love to hear Trump give that speech.
It would also
Yeah,
help if
I think we all
prosecutors would put people
Absolutely.
in.
I'd put that one right there at number 2
Yes.
or 1B.
But that's the problem. They're not doing that. That's the problem.
correct.
Who's not doing that?
Look at your gal Mary.
No, which is why I said I'd love
Yeah.
to see Trump give that speech.
For sure. I agree with you.
Why don't you lousy, incompetent politicians lay off the cops, fund them fully, and let them do their job?